This is the Para Cave Podcast, proudly brought to you by major sponsor Parramatta Leagues Club, home of the Eels, and also home of Jack's Pale Ale.
Welcome to another episode of the Para Cave Podcast. And now over to your host, Troy Warner, broadcasting live from the world-famous Para Cave.
And yes, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Para Cave Podcast. Troy Warner here, and I am joined by my little co-host, Ella. Ella, how you going?
Good.
It is, of course, the Tipping Podcast, proudly brought to you by Assure Strata Reports on Instagram. Give them a follow, and also Buddy Old Man Masters Boxer. Give him a follow on Instagram as well. They are the proud sponsors of the Para Cave Podcast tipping competition, which the top 8 looks pretty congested at the moment. So every tip you get right from now on will be crucial to getting in the placings. There is the leader. I think Rudy is on 103, and then I think the second place is 100, and then I think there's about six tippers on 99. So it is very close indeed there.
And those people are not me.
No, not me either. Don't worry. I think I'm about 49th or something, and
I'm like,
I think you're 70th. I think 71st. I think you went up during
I'm
the week because you had
72nd.
another good tipping round. I think.
aren't I 72nd?
I don't know. I think so. Anyway.
That will be another thing for us to discover.
Yes, so we have 8 games in round 21.
And one includes Para and one includes Panthers.
That's right, and round 21 of the competition, and we are getting down to the business end of the season now, so every win is crucial in the NRL. And this week the bye is the Dolphins, so the
Bye-bye.
Dolphins have the bye.
I also feel like I'll have a good tipping round this round because 21 is my favourite number.
Okay, maybe another perfect round.
So I feel like I might have a good round.
Okay, well, it all kicks off on Thursday night, 7:50 p.m. at Allianz Stadium. It is the Roosters taking on the Melbourne Storm. The Melbourne Storm are in 3rd position on the ladder at the moment. The Roosters are in 10th. The Melbourne Storm went down to the Sea Eagles 18 points to 16 last weekend down there at Melbourne, and the Roosters, they went down to the Sharks 31 points to 18 at Shark Park. So both last start losers. The Storm 4 out of their last 5 victories, the Roosters 3 out of their last 5. So let's see who is back in and who is out. Sandon Smith and Sam Walker team up in the halves. Hugo Savala is listed among the reserves as he looks to return from a wrist injury. Victor Radley is also still sidelined as well with a shoulder injury. Siwa Wong comes into the starting side on his return from a knee injury for the Melbourne Storm. Cameron Munster has been given time off for his father's funeral, so we say condolences once again to Cameron and his family. So he has been given leave, so the ever reliable Tyron Wishart starts at 5'8" this weekend. Nelson Asafa-Solomona, the big front row forward, he's out for 2 weeks, suspended for that elbow on the Manly hooker. His name just escapes me at the moment. So a couple of changes there to this Melbourne Storm side. Ryan Pappenhausen, he still remains sidelined. Look, I don't know which sort of Roosters side is going to turn up this weekend. I think it could be a little bit up and down. Here we go. The Melbourne Storm, they don't very rarely do they lose 2 games in a row. Ella, who are you going to tip in this one?
In this one, I'm going for the Storm.
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to tip the Melbourne Storm as well. I just think they may have the class, they may have the goods, as they will try to get into that top 2 position on the ladder. The first game on Friday night, 6 p.m, sees the Cowboys take on the Dragons up there at in North Queensland at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Now, the Murray Tuolungi for the Cowboys is out. Braden Burns goes out to the wing. Jackson Purdue returns to the centres. He was playing 5'8" for a while there. Tom Duffy comes in at 5'8". Now, Robert Derby has been recalled on the other wing. Jackson Paulo makes way. Also, for the Dragons, just the one change. Sione Finu has been out with a shoulder injury, pushing Corey Allen out to the wing and bringing in Matt Fine into the centres for his third game of the season. So, only the one change for the Dragons, a couple for the Cowboys. Now, if we look at their recent records, they're 1 from 5 for both of these sides, both struggling at the moment. The Dragons, they've lost a number of games by 2-4 points or less over the course of the season. It's the first time they've played this year. The Cowboys, well, look, they have really struggled. They are in 13th position and lower than the Dragons. I don't know if they can get this one done either, to be honest. This one's up in Queensland, up at Townsville, their home ground, where they usually play a little bit better up there in front of their home fans. This one is, this could be a flip of the coin, to be honest. But Ella, who are you going for in this one?
In this one, I'm going for the Cowboys.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Okay, I will go the Dragons in this one, I think.
That's not nice.
Well, look, they played okay against the Bulldogs last week. It's going to be tough for them up in North Queensland, the heat and humidity up there. But, look, I just think these Cowboys side is struggling at the moment. They'll probably prove me wrong, to be honest. The next game is Friday night, and you guessed it.
It's an Eels game.
Yes, but it is also a Broncos game, and you guessed it. Yes, the Broncos are playing on Friday night, 8 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium.
Against the Eels.
Against Parramatta.
Which is not nice.
Why?
Because.
Anyway. For the Broncos, Payne Haas is being... he returns after being rested after Origin 3. Jesse Arthurs also plays his first game since round 17. And also Corey Jensen is back on deck as well, joining Kobe Hetherington, Billy Walters on the interchange bench. Look, for the Parramatta Eels, Captain Mitchell Moses is back on deck after 4 games out. Geez, it felt a lot longer than 4 games, to be honest. Probably because there was a bye in there as well. But Dean Hawkins, he goes to 5'8". Big injury news today. Isaiah Iongi is out for 6 or so weeks with a hand injury. So Joash Papali goes back to fullback. Now he has played that in New South Wales Cup this year. So not a foreign position for him. Will Penasini, he comes back from suspension. Bailey Simonson drops to the reserves. Luca Moretti has been added to the bench as well. Dylan Brown is still part of the extended squad. Now, if we look at the results of these two sides, the Broncos 5 from 5. They are, of course, coming off a bye. And for Parramatta, 1 out of their last 5. But they have been playing some good football, just haven't been getting the results. They did lead Canberra 16-12 at halftime last week, the competition leaders. Last time they played, this is the first time they met this season. It was the Broncos got both wins actually last year, 30 points to 14 at CommBank Stadium. That was the first time, and the second time they met, 23rd of August 2024, it was 30 points to 24. Ella, I don't have to ask you who you're going for because I know who you're going for.
Then who am I going for?
Brisbane.
Yes.
I am going for Parramatta. I'm going to tip them. They have a pretty good record up in Brisbane, so I'm going to stick with them. Look,
And
I've
also because you're like one of the biggest Para fans.
well, yes, look, I'm a way off winning the tipping comp, so I might as well keep on tipping Parramatta. That's probably been a little bit of my downfall this season, but anyway, you have to stay loyal to your team. Maybe not so if you're going to win a tipping comp, though. Saturday football, 3 p.m. is over in New Zealand. The Warriors take on the Titans. Over there at Mount Smart Stadium, Go Media Stadium it is called these days. Charles Nickel-Clockster, he returns from a knee injury at fullback. Tane Tuapiki moves to 18th man. That's the only change that got there. The great win against Newcastle and the dying seconds of the game. That was a great victory for them, right on the bell. The Titans, they went down 1 point to the Tigers last week. Tino Fasul Malawi is replaced by Cleese Haas. He has got a knee injury. So just the one change there for the Titans. Now, these two sides, well, the Warriors, they're flying. They are in fourth. They want to keep that 4-point buffer from the Brisbane Broncos. The Titans, they are struggling to get off that bottom of the ladder. They will want to get a win to avoid getting the wooden spoon. They are 1 out of their last 5. The Warriors are 3 out of their last 5. Probably a packed house over there in New Zealand, and I think I know who I will be tipping. Ella, who are you tipping?
In this one, are we up to the 4th game?
Yes, Warriors and Titans.
I'm going for the Warriors.
Yes, good choice. I'll be going for the Warriors as well. Probably don't have to ask you about this one, but it is the Battle of the Cats. Panthers taking on the West Tigers.
So yeah, you don't have to ask me.
No, do you want to just say it now?
Panthers.
Okay, yep. All right.
Because obviously.
Yeah. Well, for the Panthers, Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo return from a bit of a break. Liam Martin has been listed among the reserves. Brian To'o has been named to play. Despite ongoing knee and hamstring concerns, you'd probably rest him, I reckon. Isaac Tungo returns from suspension, pushes Paul Alamonte to 18th man. For the Tigers, Isaac Thompson plays first game for the Tigers. Charlie Staines is the man to make way. He made a few mistakes last week against the Titans, unfortunately. Api Coruscant, and news today, he has re-signed until the end of 2028. He comes off the bench. He's named to start, after coming off the bench last week against the Titans. Now, these sides have some pretty close encounters. The Panthers, they are 5 from 5 for their last 5 games. The Tigers are 2 from 5. Look, the last time they met was earlier this year on the 8th of June, so about a month and a bit away last time they played. It was 18 points to 14 at CommBank Stadium. That was a Tigers home game. This is also at CommBank Stadium, and it is a Panthers home game. So, look, this could be very close. Jerome Luai again playing against his old club. Sunia Taruva as well. Taylor May as well, who made his debut for the Tigers last week against the Titans. A couple of others there as well. So, Ella, yes, you are on the Panthers. I am going to go the Panthers as well to get the victory on this one.
I say good job a lot.
You do,
recently.
but that's okay. Saturday, 7:35 p.m. at Polytech Stadium in Gosford. The new name for it, the old Blue Tongue Stadium, but now it's Polytech Stadium, apparently. The Rabbitohs take on the Sharks. So, yes, the Rabbitohs take a home game up there every year to Gosford. Jai Gray, he goes back to fullback. Alex Johnston back to the wing. Isaiah Tass moves to the centre. Ewan Aitken into the back row. Lewis Dodd starts at halfback for the first time this season. Jamie Humphries is suffering concussion symptoms, so he's sidelined. Keon Kolamatangi, he is out for the season with an ankle injury. Of course, obviously, Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell are out as well, not playing as well. For the Sharks, Jesse Ramian returns after missing the Roosters game with a hamstring injury, but Britton Nickera, he is out, concussion protocols, he'll miss the match. One change there for the Sharkies. Now, last week, the Sharks had a good win over the Roosters, 31 points to 18. The Rabbitohs went down 30 points to 10. The Rabbitohs are in 15th. The Sharks are in 8th. They will want to get the win to stay in that top 8 hunt. They have met earlier on this year. It was a 27 points to 12 victory to the Sharkies. That was early on in the competition. I think that was about round number 3 or so. Yes, it was. So, as I said, probably a big, important game for the Sharks. These are the sort of sides that you want to win, beat to get the victory. So, Ella, who are you tipping in this one?
In this one, I'm going for the Sharks.
Okay, yeah, wise decision. I'm going for the Sharkies as well.
Not really like me to not tip the Rabbitohs, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a wise decision. I'm going the Sharkies as well. Sunday afternoon football sees the Raiders back there at GIO Stadium, 2 p.m. on Sunday, taking on the Newcastle Knights. Now, the Newcastle Knights are in 14th. The Raiders are leading the competition. So, Seb Chris, concussion, unfortunately. He's out. Simi Sasagi moves into the starting side at centre, and Noah Martin joins the bench. For the Newcastle Knights, just a one change. Jack Hetherington recalled onto the interchange bench. Brodie Jones is listed amongst the reserves. It could be a late call-up. So not very many changes there. Very important to keep the same sort of side. The Raiders, they want to keep their momentum going. Now, for the Raiders, they have won their last 5. I think it's about their last 8, to be honest. The Newcastle Knights, they were unlucky to go down to the Warriors last week, but 1 from 5 for them. They have met earlier this year, and it was just about a month ago, to be honest, and it was 22 points to 18 to the Canberra Raiders. That was up at McDonald Jones Stadium. So a close victory for them. I think they will get the chocolates on Sunday, the Raiders, so I'm tipping the Raiders. Ella, how about you?
Are we on the Raiders game?
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing the Raiders.
Nice, good choice. The next game and the final game of the weekend, Sunday, 4:05 p.m. at Allianz Stadium. Now, this is a anniversary of the 1995 Grand Final, which was obviously played between these two sides and won by the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have a special 1995 heritage jersey to wear in this game, and this game is being played at Allianz Stadium. So 30 years ago that game was played, and that was the Grand Final of that year. The Bulldogs got the win there. Bronson Cherry is back from a groin injury. Enari Tuala goes to the wing. Sam Hughes returns to the side at starting prop. Josh Curran reverts to the bench. So, unfortunately, Satili Tupanua out with a hamstring injury. For the Sea Eagles, big news, Hamoli Olakawatu has been named to return from a shoulder injury, and it's the only change that beat the Storm last weekend. So, look, the last time these two sides met, it was it's the first time this year that they've met. So last year it was a 24-22 victory to the Sea Eagles, and of course that was in the semi-finals. That was week number 1 of the semi-finals, knocked the Bulldogs out. So that was the last time they met. So first time this year, but it was 24 points to 22. And also in 2024 it was 34-22. So good chance the Bulldogs might score 22 points here. The Manly Sea Eagles, 3 out of their last 5 wins, including that victory over the Melbourne Storm last weekend. The Bulldogs, 3 out of their last 5 as well. So losses to the Broncos and Panthers in there. The Bulldogs are in 2nd spot. The Sea Eagles in 7th spot. So, Ella, who are you tipping in this one?
In this one, I'm going for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs might get the victory as well, just like they did in the 1995 Grand Final. Look, the Manly Sea Eagles, they'll be pumped with that victory from last week. That'll give them a lot of confidence. But the winning pass from Lachlan Gowan, that'll give him confidence as well in that halves position for the Bulldogs under a lot of pressure last week. So I think the Bulldogs will get the win in that one as well. So recapping our tips for round 21. Ella, who are you going for?
Storm, Cowboys, Broncos, Warriors, Panthers, Sharks, Raiders and Bulldogs.
Okay, I think we've got a couple different there. I am going the Storm, Dragons, Eels, Warriors, Panthers, Sharks, Raiders and Bulldogs. So I think we've got the Friday night games, or the Friday games different there. So one of us might get a perfect round, one of us might get 6.
I'm getting a perfect round, totally.
Okay, all right.
I love how I'm still in my school uniform.
And just quickly, it is round number 4 of the NRLW competition as well. The Warriors take on the Titans over there in New Zealand before the main game, the NRL over there. The Titans, I think, will get the victory in that one, although the Warriors will be difficult to beat over in New Zealand, as Parramatta found out a couple of weeks ago. The Panthers take on the Tigers as well. That is a... Sorry. No, that's not right. That's not right. How about we go here?
That's the wrong one.
I know. It is the Roosters taking on the Bulldogs. So I think the high-flying Roosters will get the victory there. The Cowboys take on the Raiders. I think the Cowboys will get the victory there. The Eels take on the Knights at Eric Tweedale Stadium in Sydney. I think the Eels will get the victory there. They had a record-breaking win last week. And the Dragons take on the Broncos. I think the Broncos will get the victory there. And the Sharks take on the Tigers as well. I think the Sharkies will get the victory in that one. Thank you very much for listening to the Tipping Podcast with Ella and myself.
Yeah.
Enjoy your football over the weekend and let us know if you're tipping anything different. You will see our tips on Thursday morning. A little bit of a picture of both of ourselves, but you'll see our tips there. So let us know if you're following Ella's tips or my tips.
You should follow mine.
You've got any different either as well. But look, enjoy your football over the weekend. Some great games to look forward to, both in the NRLW and also the NRL. The Para Cave Podcast by the fan, for the fans. Go Para!
Bye.
How you going,
Bruce.
mate? Are you a Para Cave Podcast listener?
I am, bro. It's a great podcast. Everyone tune in.
Go Para!
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Para Cave Podcast. See you next time.